Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Marvel Legends Kingpin Build-A-Figure wave of Spider-Man Marvel Legends Marvel's Black Cat. I think I'm gonna just start saying the name of the figure. This is too much. Anyway, this is the version of Black Cat where if you don't like cleavage and don't like sex appeal, this is the one you'll want to buy. I personally don't care either way, it's just a plastic toy, and this one actually looks pretty good for what it is. We'll get to Silver Sable in a little bit, but this figure does look pretty good. It does some things really well, couple things not so well, but there's some stuff to talk about. So let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. This figure stands just shy of 16 centimeters, which puts it at about 6¼ inches. And I have to say, I am pleasantly surprised with this figure. I thought I was gonna not like it at all. I thought it was just gonna be another boring, bland figure, but it does have a lot of new sculpt, or at least parts I don't remember being used before, like this whole leather bodysuit thing. I don't know how much of it is reused, if any of it. Nothing comes to mind offhand, but I'm thinking they probably used at least the arms and legs for something, but I can't remember it, so it doesn't really matter. It looks good. They reused these parts, it looks like, but these have a nice flat or matte finish to them, as opposed to this kind of metallic, almost iridescent look that they have going on for the rest of the bodysuit, so it has a really nice appeal. Honestly, for an almost all black figure, they did a good job bringing out a little bit of life. The belt is also obviously molded in silver, and that helps a little bit. They also painted these cat eyes on here pretty nicely. They're nice and clean, and the yellow is done well enough. The little silver cat thing right there is good. Overall, it's pretty aesthetically pleasing until we get to the head. The head is questionable at best. Now here's the thing, the hair looks really good. They molded the hair in white, so it's fine. There's no problem there. It's a really clean sculpt, looks good from every angle. Sometimes they're really flat from the side. This one's not, it looks fine. That face though, man, I don't know what's up with that. She looks like she has had Botox and maybe some cocaine to go with it. It's just not like what's going on there. She is just making the weirdest smile. I don't like it. I don't like that at all. Some of you may not care, but for me it's very weird looking. The paint job is technically okay, so I can't fault it too much there, except mine has blue on it. Where the hell did the blue come from? I don't know, but that crazy smile is definitely, it's unsettling. It's unsettling. So, the verdict for the aesthetics, I'm gonna give this figure, I'm gonna go 7. 7 out of 10 for the aesthetics, because the body is surprisingly good because of the differentiation between the blacks, the little pops of color here and there. They did a good job with what they had to do. I'm okay with it. It's just that goofy smile holding it back. All right, on to the accessories. So we have one unpainted, moderately okay sculpted whip thingy. So, I don't know, 4 out of 10. That's not a good whip, but I don't know what else they could have really done besides making it bendy, so not a 0, but not impressive, so 4 out of 10. This is why rating systems don't really work, guys, and why they're mostly a joke when I do them, because they're not really applicable to almost every situation. Almost any situation, in fact. Okay, moving on to the articulation. It's your standard Marvel Legends. You can see here, the head is grossly disconnected from the body. We have lollipop syndrome like crazy, except they put the peg high enough in the head that it actually sits at the right height. And you can't really tell that it has a lollipop syndrome, so I guess it doesn't. But it still does. But that's okay because it allows us to rotate the head. That's fine. You can only go so far because of the hair, but that's typical. Going forward and back on the ball peg is possible, but kind of useless. But the joint itself doesn't really want to work with me. And you can see once you try to lean it forward how the lollipop syndrome has an effect. That's not how the human head can move, but it can on this figure. So basically just rotate the head and you'll be okay. For the shoulders, you can bring them all the way up. Works very nicely, full rotation of course. No bicep swivel. You do get a swivel down here at the 90-degree bend for the elbow. As you saw earlier, these are loose pieces, so they can be moved as necessary. The wrist has a swivel and a hinge. The hinge is vertical on this one. Oh yeah, that's right. That's weird, but it's vertical on this one too, which makes sense for the whip. On this side, not as much. For the diaphragm joint, it works pretty well. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We'll set that aside for now. It should pop right back on. So the diaphragm joint's a little bit stiff, but it works. Doesn't rotate as well as I'd like, but it can. So that's okay. That's not too bad. Belt is floaty, so it won't really get in the way too much. The leg is gone. This leg goes forward just fine. Going back, not so much at all. Going out to the side, pretty good. I like that. That's nice. Thigh swivel is fine. Double jointed knee is fine. And then for the ankle, it's just our standard ankle. Goes all the way back, all the way forward, and a pretty solid ankle swivel rocker. Not too bad at all. Now, before we can rate the articulation, we have to try to get this back on because it could lose points if it doesn't. Nope, we're fine. So the articulation on this figure, couple issues with the neck, couple issues with the torso, but overall really solid. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 for the articulation. For a standard type figure, you don't get too much better than this. So that's pretty good. Overall thoughts on the figure? Well, I like it. I like most of it a lot. The face though, the most important is like a cracked out Valley Girl. So I'm gonna give the overall rating on this figure 7 pumpkin spice mocha lattes out of 10. That's what it's gonna get. And that's where we'll leave it right there. Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked the video, and even if you didn't, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me out a whole bunch. It really does. It lets YouTube know that my videos aren't garbage. And so if you could just lie and tell them that they're not, I would really, really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, you may want to do so because I've got a couple thousand videos that you might want to check out, and I've got a whole bunch more coming down the way. So make sure you do that, and in the meantime, keep collecting.